Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to give you 5 tools and tips for you to learn more about yourself, feel more confident in yourself, and do the things that you love to do, all right? Please like, share, and subscribe because you want to be abreast of these kind of videos going forward. All right, so the first tip is research your name. This is super important because your name has significant meaning, and that meaning is directly tied to your purpose here on earth. For example, my name is Sarah, and the meaning of Sarah is God's promise or princess. Now, that means that I am technically royalty, and I love being treated that way, and I expect to be treated that way. Now, sometimes this triggers people, but that's none of my business, right? A part of my purpose is actually to show people how to live life gracefully and confidently and trusting that God is going to deliver everything in perfect timing, okay? Once I learned this, I was like, okay, so I wasn't like doing too much. I've always been doing what I meant to do. All right. So me learning my name, the definition of my name really makes a huge difference. All right, the second thing to look into is anything regarding your birth date, birth time, and location. So normally this is something around astrology and also includes human design or the gene keys. Now, if you've never heard of human design or the gene keys, don't hurt your head about that. What I want you to focus on is the fact that your birth date, time, and location is very significant because the planets were in a specific place at the time of your birth, and there's an impact of all of those planets on who you are. So of course we've all heard, okay, I'm a Virgo, I'm a Cancer, I'm a Capricorn, but that's only your sun sign. There are so many different placements to your chart that when you learn them, you actually learn how you show up, who you are at the core, how people perceive you based on your rising sign, which is your mask, how you best take action, how you and money flow together, what is your purpose in life, who you are going to have the best relationships with. All of this stuff is in your chart. And in my opinion, it takes a lot of the confusion out of life where you have to be guessing and doing all this trial and error. When you learn astrology and learn what works for you, and learn your chart, or have someone go over your chart, do a chart reading for you, which I do. You can go to my snip feed link and I'll definitely love to do that for you. Once you learn these things, it gives you the tools and empowers you to be more confident in your everyday life. In addition to that, when you look into your human design chart, which I also provide, I have guidebooks for as well at the snip feed link. Once you learn your human design type, you actually learn how you are meant to operate in the world. Yes, we've all been taught that we should operate like robots and operate the same, but this is what causes so much comparison because you're thinking that other person is just like you or you're just like them, when the reality is you are unique, baby. You are uniquely designed. So yes, you are a spiritual being in a human body, and in this human experience, God has given you all the tools that you need to operate powerfully. So let me share some stuff with you. I'm a Cancer sun, so at the core, I'm very nurturing, very motherly, all that good stuff. But then I have a Taurus moon. So in relationships, I'm very loyal. I don't change too much. I'm very I know what I want and I'm a bull. I'm gonna make sure it happens. And then for example, my Mars is in Leo. So the way that I take action, the way that I make things happen is on video. I show up and take up all of the space like a Leo does, because that is what creates results for me. And then in human design, I am a projector. So I'm very wise. I am here to guide humanity and to make things easier. And this is why I create the type of content that I do, because projectors are able to see from a higher vantage point what is the best course of action to execute something and get the result in an easier manner. So once I found out these things, it made a huge difference for the way that I coached, the way that I did business, the way that I showed up in relationship, and it really made my life so much easier, and it all made so much sense. All right. So number 2 is to look up things along your astrology, around your birth date, your birth time, your birth location. And again, if you don't know someone that could do this for you, I certainly can. If you go to my snip feed link, I offer astrology readings. I also have human design guidebooks that will get you going, and then we can go deeper into it over time. Number 3, I highly recommend that you do personality tests, okay? I used to do these way back in the day because I'm like, oh, what kind of career should I do? Personality test has a series of questions that you answer based on what you like and dislike. At the end of the personality test, it will tell you what type of careers are great for you, what type of relationships are great for you, what type of locations are great for you as well. When you have this information, you can avoid all of that trial and error and actually try things out that align with you, that feel good to you, that are actually things that mirror or align with your personality. So instead of doing something that you saw someone else doing just because you saw them doing it and you thought it was successful, you can do what would be successful for you. Okay, and it really gives you like a place to start, and I think that's so powerful because we're all out here guessing and trying to figure life out, but when you're able to look into these resources, you learn so much more about yourself and what would be supportive in you living a powerful life in your human experience. Okay, excuse me, it's a little hot out here. That's that Caribbean weather. Gotta wipe my forehead off. All right. So after personality test, number 4, highly recommend, is the love languages quiz. Now I love the love languages quiz because for a very long time, I felt like I wasn't getting the love that I wanted. And I also sometimes felt like I wasn't loving the other person, whether that's family, friends, or even in my jobs, how they receive love. Once I did the love languages quiz, which goes over different types of ways that people receive love, I learned that quality time is a plus for me. Like, yeah, I want to be in your skin. Okay, what are you gonna do about it? If you don't want me in your skin, you don't want me around you, then cool, we just ain't a match, you know. Anyways, so some of the love languages that exist: quality time, words of affirmation, acts of service, gifts, and what's the last one? Did I do acts of service? Acts of service, words of affirmation, gifts, quality time. What's the last one? Anyways, it'll come to me. There are 5 different ones. Once you do the quiz, you'll learn which one you speak, I guess, more profoundly. And then you can share that with the people in your life and have them do the quiz, and they can share with you what's profound for them. Okay? Come on. Everything in life is based on relationships. So if you could speak someone's love language and they speak yours, that will make the relationship easier. And we all want an easier, more fulfilling relationship, okay? Last thing that I recommend are actually 3 books. And I think these 3 books really, they cover the gamut. There's tons of books that you can read out there, but these 3 books make a huge difference. Number 1 is Start With Why by Simon Sinek. I love this book because we're always taking action. We have tons of goals, tons of things that we want, but why do you want these things? When you're able to get to the core of why you want things, you can determine, do I want this for a healthy reason, or do I want this because it proves something to somebody else? Do I want this because this is genuinely a desire that I have, or am I trying to fill the gap for someone else? Parents, teachers, friends, lovers. Sometimes we do things that are not truly our desire, but we're trying to make someone else happy. We're trying to up level or one up somebody else. We're trying to compete with someone else, when none of that is actually going to have you commit to something in the long term. I'm sure there's tons of goals that you've tried to obtain, you failed, you started, you stopped, didn't go through. A part of that is because your why isn't about you. It isn't a core desire that you have. I remember the first time that I wanted to lose weight, right? And every time I would work out, I would lose like 20 something pounds, and then I would gain 40 back. Why was that? Because when I initially went to attempt to lose weight, I was doing it based on everybody else's suggestions that I become skinnier, right? That I need to lose some pounds and become healthier. So I was doing it from a space of, I don't love my body. When I actually released 97 pounds, the reason that happened was because I loved my body, and I got clear that I need to be healthy in order to show up and support the world and to fulfill my purpose and to live a fulfilling life and have a baby and be healthy and come off of I was supposed to be on bed rest after I had my baby. Well, not bed rest, but I had a C-section. So I was supposed to be chilling, but I was up and moving a week later, okay? When I say moving, y'all know what I mean, okay? So I share that to say, because I was healthy, because I wanted to be healthy, and I enjoy my body being mobile and agile and able to do all the things I like to do, when I did that, I was able to release 97 pounds. The goal was 50, but because I was having so much fun, I released 97 pounds. And now that my baby's 5 months, I'm about to do it again. So check me when I do an update video, and y'all are able to see like, whoa, when you are clear on your why, goals become easier. It doesn't even become a goal, it becomes a way of life. So Simon Sinek, Start With Why. The link for these books on Amazon, I'll put them below in the description box, okay? The second book is Think and Grow Rich. Now, if you want your money, I'm pretty sure you've read this book, but if you haven't, and even if you aren't about your money, but now you're like, okay, it's time to get this money together, Think and Grow Rich is amazing. It is recommended by millionaires, billionaires, everyone that is like doing big things in life, people that are just now starting out. Because Think and Grow Rich talks about the core desires around money and the fact that working hard isn't going to create money for you. It's actually getting clear in your mind and using your mind to create the money that you want to see in your bank account. That's why it's called Think and Grow Rich. Okay, I highly recommend reading this at least once a year. I haven't read it yet for the year, but I will. I've read it about 3 times already in my life, and I think it makes a huge difference for anyone that wants to be wealthy. Now, the third and final book is called The Courage to Be Disliked. I read this book earlier this year. I'm going to read it again because it's so profound. It's by a Japanese author. I'll link it in the description box. I can't remember his name right now, but this book is amazing because it shares how we compare ourselves to other people, which is not supportive of relationships. It also talks about the fact that every problem is a relationship problem. So once you can get present to who you are in relationship and you can be okay with being disliked, your relationships will thrive. The people who don't mess with you, they're going to fall off, and the people who love you will show up. All right. So The Courage to Be Disliked, I feel like, is very transformative for anyone that is up to big things. And even if you just want to have a happy family life or a happy relationship, The Courage to Be Disliked is that book that's going to make a difference for you. Okay, so to wrap it all up, here are the 5 things that I highly recommend for you to look into, to do the quizzes, to do the personality test, to read the books that will have you more solidified in who you are as a human being. Okay, again, we are present that we are spiritual beings living a human experience, and in this human experience, some things don't change. All right, in the human experience, there is an objective way of living where things are the way they are, and you learning how to operate in the human experience will have you go really far, have you create your happiness, your health, your wealth, all of that good stuff. All right, those 5 tips again. Number 1, research your name. All right, there is power in your name. Number 2, look into anything related to your birth date, time, and location, starting with astrology, human design, the gene keys. Again, if you need help with that, please go to my snip feed link. I can do a chart for you. And I also have human design guidebooks to help you get started on your human design journey. Thirdly, personality test. Hello, you are dynamic, you are diverse, you are unique. And when you plug all of that in, it's going to give you some of the things that will make your life fantastic. And you can stop working that 9 to 5. You can start doing something for yourself like I do and have a wonderful life. Number 4, look into the love languages quiz. We are not all the same. We are very different. We are very dynamic. What resonates with you does not resonate with me. What resonates with me does not resonate with you. And you learning how you like to receive love and learning how the people in your life like how to want to receive love, it will really support you in having a thriving relationship. Where I might like quality time, my partner may like acts of service. So me learning these things makes our relationship better, because then I can do acts of service and he can spend all the time on me. Okay, lastly, look into these 3 books. They're fantastic. Start With Why, Think and Grow Rich, and The Courage to Be Disliked, all linked in the description box below. Okay, I hope this video made a difference for you. There's so much power in learning yourself, asserting yourself, getting clear on what works for you. Your life will truly transform when you focus on you, get selfish about you, and make you the greatest project you ever work on. I love you, and I'll see you in the next one. Deuces.